Hello students, in this video we are going to solve SAT Math section T of test 9. So today I'm going to solve this question. So let's just explore what sort of questions that we have in this test 9 section 3 that we are doing. Please remember, so we've got simultaneous equation in two variables, 2x minus y equals 8 and x plus 2y equals to 4, and they're asking us x plus y. So adding this will give us a different again equation in terms of x and y, so it won't fetch us any solution. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do it by solving. As we know, we can solve it with different methods, so elimination would be the best one. So in order to solve or eliminate, I need the coefficient of x or y to be equal. So rather I'm going to multiply this with -2. So what happens, let's just see here. So this will reduce to -2x, -4y and -8. Upon adding now, this cancel out and 4y minus this will give me 3y. So basically my y is 0. Remember, they are asking us x plus y, so we need x also. Upon plugging this y is equal to 0 in any of this, so let's just take it in the first one, that is 2x minus 0 equals to 8. So basically x is equals to 4. So 4 plus 0 will give you 4. Bingo, that is our solution. Moving on to the next question that we have, question number 2. Which of the following is equivalent to? If you remember my earlier videos, I've given a shortcut trick for the equivalent expressions, provided we should have a number left in the question as well as in the choices. But if we can plug in zeros, we won't get it any answer. It is 0 only. So what you have to do over here is just times with the number that is given outside of the expression and check what solution you're going to get. 2x square negative 2x plus 3 times x square is 3x square minus 3x. So 2 plus 3 like terms is 5 and -2 -3 is also -5x. So A is our solution. Moving on to question number 3 quickly. Which of the following statements is true about the graph of the linear equation that is given to us in the xy plane? So if you remember the slope in an intercept form, that is y is equal to mx plus b. So we just need to work it out and check whether what my slope is going to be. It's nothing but coefficient of x, and what constant number that you have is the y-axis intercept point. So if the given equation, I just shift it to the other side or make it in the form of exactly y is equal to mx. So this is going to give me this one. So y is still not a subject, I mean 2 is there. If we have to eliminate, this is 3 by 2 and -2. So this is what y-intercept point is if we relate it to this formula, and this is a positive slope. So it means among this one, so this rules out, there is no negative slope, positive, but y-intercept is negative, so it means D is my solution. Moving on to this one, the front of a roller coaster car is the bottom of the hill and 15 feet above the ground. If the front of the roller coaster car is at a constant rate is this one, which of the following equation gives the height x? So as we discussed earlier question, y is equal to mx plus b is the slope intercept that we have, and this m indicates the constant. As you can easily see here, the constant rate is 8 feet. So if we denote the feet front of the car with s seconds, okay, so this is 8s, and the initial at certain height, it is nothing but 15 feet above, that is already there. It starts from 15 if we plug in s as 0, and y, the total height, is going to be h. So just check where is 8s plus 15, that is option A. That's your answer. Moving on to question number 5. We have again a linear relationship given to us. So whereas C refers the amount of C in dollars, okay, is the total amount, and this is nothing but H is like hours, how much hours is working. So he worked both for Sanchez and Roland. So 75 times 2 hours more, so 75 times 2 is going to give us 50, that is 150. So that itself is our answer. So now coming back to question number 6, we have a circle wherein a sector is given with arc length ADC and ABC is the bigger arc. We just need to work it out, the length of arc, and we know they are in proportion. So we know the relationship between that. If this entire O is a center, the entire angle will be 360. And this length ADC they have already given as 5 pi. The arc, this one, that is 5 pi over this one, which we don't know, so let's just call it as y, because x angle is already given. So the ratio y by 5 pi will be exactly equals to this angle over what? 100 over what would be this angle? That is 360 minus 100, that is nothing but 260. Upon cancelling this one, it will give us y is equals to 26 over 10 into 5 pi. 5 times 1, 5 times 2, so y is equals to 26 half is going to be 13 pi. This is pi, so our answer is over here, bingo. So y is equals to 13 pi. The arc length ABC is nothing but 13 pi. Moving on to question number 7, if 8 by x equals 160, what's the value of x? So it's just nothing but algebraic fraction that we have to work out. And whenever we have equality, we try and do the cross multiplication thing. And even if you take it as just like x by 8 reciprocal, it's going to give us this one. So upon dividing or taking it by like that and simplifying it, we are going to get an answer. So 4 times 2 and 4 times 4, x is equals to 1 over 20. 2 times 1, 2 times 20. So just divide over that, that's your answer. Upon dividing 1 over 20, we'll get, if you could just look at it, it's nothing but 20 times 5 is 100, so that is 0.05. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 8. Again, we have to work it out and get the value of a. What's the value of that we have for the expression that is given? 2ax minus 15 is equals to, just times it, we get 3x plus 3 times 5, 15. Likewise 5 times x and minus 5 ones of 5. So like terms adding will give us 8x plus 15 minus 5 is 10. 2ax is equal to, so if we just look at it and get it, what this will give us, 2a is equals to 8. A is equals to 8 by 2 is nothing but 4. We don't have to worry about what constant is given to us. We just need, they are asking us what is the value of a. So just equate the terms that we have, x coefficients, you will get the answer of a is equals to 4, bingo, that is C answer. Moving on to question number 9, we have parabola which is negative downwards and the meeting intersection point of the two linear equations along with the parabola. So where 3 equations is graphed in the xy plane, how many solutions? So we know whenever all the lines, if they intersect at one particular, so it will have a 1 solution, and if they do not, it is 0, and if they overlap, then we have infinitely many solutions. So that we know already. Among that, if you look at it carefully, you don't have to solve it. If you are looking at over here, these two lines intersect at this point along with the parabola, so it means this is only one solution. Answer choice B. 10th question, again an expression that we have, a cubic polynomial. Similarly with this one, so what do we have to do is we just have to times it with the binomial and equate it to get the value of a and b. So when we expand and multiply it, this a is multiplying to each term of the expression, so we get 5ax cubed minus abx square plus 4 times ax plus 5 3 is 15x square minus 3bx and 3 times 4 is 12. Remember, we need to work it out and get ab. So what are we going to do is we just need to add the like terms and equate with the corresponding given cubic polynomial. So if I could add the like terms, I'll get x square and x square, which will give me plus 15 minus ab, and then x term is like that 4a minus 3b, and then constant, we should not worry about that. So a and b together is coming in only x square term. So as discussed, like AB, they are asking that what is the value of AB, which is coming in only x square term. There is nowhere else we have AB. So corresponding x square term for the right hand side is -9. So taking that and equating with -9, we are going to get the value of AB. So minus AB is equals to, if I shift or subtract -15, -9 minus 15 will give me -24. So the value of AB is nothing but +24, which is C option. Moving on to question number 11. Again, we have two algebraic expressions. So it's like equal to sign, just cross multiply it. So you're going to get 2 times x is equals to 2x over x minus 3. Do not cancel out this one, otherwise you will ended up getting a wrong answer, which is +4. So when I multiply it, I'm going to get 2x square minus 6x. So just cross multiplying, we get 2x is equals to, that is 2x square minus 6x when we multiply it. Okay, cross multiplying these two. So when I shift it to the other side, this is 0, or subtracting basically. So I'm going to get 2x square minus 6 minus 2 will give me minus 8x. Now taking 2x common, I'm going to get a product rule, that is x minus 4. So basically when I say product rule, my x is going to be 0 and x is going to be 4. X minus 4 is equals to 0. So basically x is equals to 0 and 4. So that is B option is my answer. Moving on to question number 12. If you look at it, we have which of the following is equivalent. Again equivalent, but the thing is, if I substitute x is equals to 0, my answer would end up getting 6. But neither option is going to give me 6 because they have 6, along with that the x term is involved. So we are not going to do that shortcut. So instead what we are going to do is, we will check the denominator is 2x plus 1 in always, it is like that. So just times it with this expression and check what you're going to get and add 1 to it. So 5 times 2 is 10x plus 5 times 1 is 5 over 2x plus 1. So basically it will give me 10x plus 6. So that is option number 6. Moving on to this one, question number 13. We have a parabola again. The graph of the function explained by numbers is a parabola. Which of the following defines f? So we know what is the vertex of the parabola equation that we have. Y is equals to a times x minus h whole square plus k, and we know this is the point that we have. This is the point vertex which will give us basically a center like h comma k. So this is your h and this is your k, and in order to get that value of a, we definitely know it is going to be positive. The reason being is, as it opens upward, if it opens downward then it would have been negative. So in order to get that a, what do you have to do is just take up these two, any one point which is like your y and x point, plug in over here. So this is y value is 5 and x is either 2 or 4, whatever, since its square is there, so it doesn't make any difference. If I take 2, it is going to be -1 plus 4, -1 whole square plus 1. Subtract 1 from it, so you are going to get a is equals to 4. It means now the answer is 4 times x minus 3 whole square plus 1, which is option number 8. It's your answer. Moving on to question number 14 that we have, linear inequality in two variables. We just need to work it out and get the system of inequality of a shaded region represented with the following given system of linear equations that we have. Which one represent that? So first try and get the equality, that is y is greater than or equal to x plus 2. So if, which is like that, the two equations 1 and 2 of both, whatever is given to us in all the choices that you can see, and this one, if I reduce it, y less than or equals to -2 plus -2 over 3, and this is 2. So basically the intercept point, if you can see here in both the thing, is +2. That's what it's there. The only thing now we have to worry is where the solution set can be shaded region. So first one is greater than or equal to 2, definitely it will come over here in this region. Okay, but now the next is less than. So less than means it should fall below. so it will not go beyond this one. This answer is wrong. They have. So why the option choice this one is removed is because we have less than equal to, which certainly falls in over here, but this is not. The thing is, the first equation tells us it is greater than equal to. As this is the first one, so the option should come over here, whereas it's given here, it's not there. Neither this one, the reason being is lesser than should fall in this region, so it should definitely not come over here, and this is completely ruled out because everything is going away from the origin. So the only choice left is B. If you could look at it like y greater than, this is my first equation, greater than means it should go up only. And now the next equation, which whose point is over here, less than means it should come towards the origin. So this option, I mean this region, is our answer. That is the answer for that. Moving on to question number 15. It's pretty simple because the solution set is given to us. So what you have to do, the best way is to plug in and check. So I have a root thing over here. Now my solution is -1. I'm keeping it over here. Minus of -1. So this will give me root of 1, which is +1, equals to 1. So this best fit. Now let us check for the second, 2. So if I put 2 plus 2, but this is going to give me negative, which is root 4 is 2, which it's not concerned. So this also goes out, this also goes out, this also. So we are only left with B choice. Moving on to question number 16. What is the volume in cubic centimeter of a right rectangular prism, which is nothing but a cuboid that has a length L 4 centimeter, width 9, and height? So basically it is nothing but LBH or LWH, that is 4 times 9 times 10, that is 36. 36 times 10 is 360 centimeter cube is the volume. Question number 17 is a linear expression. If x satisfies the equation, what is the value of 2x plus 1? It's pretty simple. Just subtract 2 from here, you'll get 2. So x is equals to 2 over 4, which is 1 by 2. So upon plugging in over here, 1 by 2 plus 1, the answer is 2. Moving on to the next question. The figure above shows the complete graph of the function in xy plane. The function g, which is not wrong basically, but it's saying that whatever function f of x, g function is plus 6, means it should go plus 6 up. What is the maximum value of g? So if you look at the graph, what is the maximum value of f over here? As it is f function, it is plus 2. He is saying whatever is f, g is plus 6. So it means you just have to go 6 up. So this is 2, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 2 plus 6 means it is nothing but 8. That is the answer. Moving on to the next set of questions, the final set of questions that we have. Triangle PQR as a right triangle Q. If sin R is equals to 4 by y, what is the value of tan P? So we have a triangle, right triangle, that is PQR, where Q is right angle. So if this is P and this is R, sin R means this is opposite, this is adjacent, and this is hypotenuse. He said that sin R is 4 by 5, that is 4 over 5, and we know this is going to be 3 because 5 square, according to right angle property, that 5 square minus 4 square is 9, which is 3. Now they are asking us what is the value of tan P. So if this is P, its opposite is going to be this one, 3. So 3 over 4, that is the answer for tan theta, because it is SOHCAHTOA. So tan is opposite over adjacent. 3 over 4 is the value. Coming back to the final question of this section 3, we have a graph of a linear function f, which is definitely a downward trend, so it is a negative slope. So from this point to this point, if you'll go and check the rise over run, it's a negative rise. So vertical distance is 2, which is negative downwards, and horizontal is 1. So my slope is going to be -2, but it said that the function g, which is perpendicular, and the point is passing, the common point is 1, 3, which is over here. If I could draw the graph, it comes like that. So it intersects somewhere over here, the perpendicular line. So if I could take the relationship that is with the slope y is equal to mx plus b, and it is perpendicular, the slope of the line, that is g line, would be reciprocal of that, that is positive 1 by 2. So y is equal to 1 by 2 x plus b, and it is nothing but the half if I plug in 0 over here. What I'm trying to say is, like, the point 1, 3 is common, so x is 1 and y is 3. So 3 is equals to basically 1 by 2 of 1 plus b. So what I was trying to convey the point is, like, once we get the slope of the line f, as it's said in the question that g, which is not drawn, it's perpendicular to f, so the slope will be the reciprocal. So minus 2 by 1, it is going to be plus 1 by 2. So if we know y is equal to mx plus b is the slope intercept form, y is equal to m, which is the slope of the g, 1 by 2x plus b, and they said that these two lines, they intersect at 1 comma 3. So basically that point lies on the line. So if I substitute 3 and 1 basically in x and y place, so I'm going to get the intercept of the line of g, that is 3 minus 1 by 2 is equals to b. So b is equals to 5 by 2, which is nothing but 2.5. So it intersects at 2.5. What is the value of g of 0 is nothing but, I can say, if I substitute 0 here, I'm going to get the b value is nothing but 2.5. That is my answer. I hope it's done and you like the video. Please like, share and subscribe and forward it to others. Thanks for watching.